like you.
I'm ready. I'm not. All right.
My bad. All right. And cut. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Too Many Ideas Podcast. We are back for another week. Episode 33 here. Remember, like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, follow us, chime in, whatever, all that kind. Anyway, we're going to get straight into it. I don't want to start with the easy drop again because we started with the easy drop last episode. So let's talk about... Did we talk about True Religion?
I mean, all of this has to do with clothes. So,
it does have a lot to do with clothes. Except for Wale. So, Wale doesn't have to do with clothes. You want to start with Wale?
It's still going to boil back down to clothes.
You want to start with Wale?
You can. You want to go ahead?
All right, let's start with Wale. So this last week, Lucas sent just a live that Wale did about, I guess, like where his career is at right now and how people aren't really collaborating with him and basically asking people to stream his music. And I wanted to put this up here just like as a bigger topic on artists in general and how not just even like Wale, but even like the Coi Leray thing and how like people kind of like treat artists when they're not
up
like relevant when they're not up.
I'll say up because Coi's relevant.
Yeah, Coi's relevant, but like and even with her specifically, like I feel like she's from a number sense probably up too.
What I mean by up is like everything. Okay, that's a good way to put that. Everything you do, everyone loves. You're up. Like it doesn't matter. You can't. There's nothing you can do that's wrong to them. And I feel like Coi and Wale, everybody wants to say this, that,
Wale
this,
fell off,
this, that.
You know,
and Coi is like
whack
I think
or whatever they say. I don't even know what they actually say about her.
I think Coi and Wale. Hold on. I feel like they have similarities on how people want to treat them, but they're definitely not in the same bracket. Like, Coi is failing from the fact that people want to be like, oh, you trying too hard, or oh, you're this, when it's like, I don't get why she's viewed like that. I don't understand, like, what separates her from any other artist doing what she does. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying like she's the same as anybody. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is like, what separates her working as hard, if not harder? Making these hits and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, and I think y'all might say I'm reaching on this, but I feel like it's the same thing if I had to give it a comparison. If I had to, I said like Azealia Banks. Where did that hate like really come from? She says some wild shit every now and then. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but the hate for her, like people want her dead. Like why are you even living anymore? Like I don't know where all that came from.
For her, I think it's a little bit different than Coi because she not only did she say some wild shit, but she said some. She was saying people should be dead too. Like she was going out there.
She did. Actually, I forgot about that phase. Yeah,
she bugged out. Like, and then that's true. Boiling the cat thing. Like she's a little bit wild. Okay,
but Coi is different. I think I use a bad example because the time I'm thinking when the Azealia Banks hate started. Yeah. Okay. She later on kind of but when it started,
I didn't really get it, but I think. She kind of doubled down into it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
At the end of it, it's like, okay, well, you can't really dig yourself out.
What was like? There's somebody else on the tip of my tongue that like kind of people just don't like.
But nah, I don't feel like Coi really like tries harder than, and that's the weird thing about it is like I feel like her music is genuinely her. I don't think it's like she's chasing a hit or anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Shit. What I mean by try harder, I said work harder. Like I don't think it's fair that like people compare her. No, let me not say compare. People talk down on her like she doesn't work as hard as her contemporaries, if not harder. That's what I was getting across. Because to me, one, and I don't know who you consider her contemporary, which I think is the problem. Like this can all be flipped very easily. Everyone wants to hate on her because she's, it's gonna sound weird saying this, but she's different. It is because she's a good-looking girl, good-looking woman, making great music for this time. She's making hits. The kids love it. TikTok love it. Social media loves it. But I guess like people want to see her with or want to look at her as, she's not making that. That's what I think is the problem. Which is so weird to me because people are like, oh, I like the old. I be seeing it so randomly, bro, on my timeline. I like the old Coi Leray when she's just like a boy more. Or she's just like this. I'm like, who are you to tell her what she can, you know what I mean? Go through her phases of life and do what she wants to do.
Dresses like a boy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. With her, it's like every little thing. Like,
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Pants, shirt,
they attack her from all angles. Bro.
Like, it makes no sense.
It's really like reaching at this point. Like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, the shows might not be like as high, whatever. But even before that was a thing, like attacking her body, attacking the way she dresses, attacking the way she sounds, attacking the way she sings.
I've
always
felt like, you know, we all don't like certain artists. It's gonna happen. We might hate, like, yeah, we not fucking with them. But when it starts going to the self hate, like, oh nah, you too skinny, or oh, you like even the Tate thing, like, bro, that's dumb, bro. That has nothing to do with the music. Has nothing, bro. They didn't ask for your permission to be themselves.
Like,
you feel me?
Niggas ain't even being critical of songs no more, or your talent. They're just like literally trying to shit on you as a person, and that's just like, that should be going too far. Like, especially the same thing with Tate. Nobody talked about her performance at all.
Yeah,
they were just talking about how she looked.
Yeah,
like if you listen to that performance, she was singing her ass off.
Yeah,
like high key.
Same thing with Wale. All these people were naming that is like looked at for some reason in a view of like they could drop okay songs. I'm just gonna say okay because I'm not gonna say great because everybody don't think the same thing. But I think Wale have dropped really good songs recently. Especially adapting to the times. Coi Leray is for the times. She's making good music. She's doing what she's doing. And so is Tate. Tate is, to me, and we've all watched it, has been on the up and up, slow and steady. No like fast, you know, shoot to the top, but it's slow and steady, and it's great. And you feel me? So when these type of things happen to these artists, for Tate, it's a little different. And I think Tate is also a good comparison for Coi because their attitudes, their personalities, like, I'm going to take it. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to take it. I'm going to do me regardless, whatever. The difference, now that boils down to it, is Coi still receives more hate.
Yeah.
One, because she's bigger, of course. And two, I do believe what plays a part in this is the fact that no one really knows where Coi came from. So it's like, and this could be a reach. This is just me looking on the outside in. I've noticed when people like to attack her, like you said, from all different angles. You came from, your dad is rich. What does that have to do with anything? She didn't claim to be like, I'm broke as shit. You know, she says she struggles. She goes through her things, but she's not making music. I'm broke as shit. I'm broke. She's not saying that. For the most, what I get from her music, which she likes, you know, that's her, is like, yo, you can do it. Inspirational. We all got this. And her favorite line is talking about her family and her brother. What is wrong with that? Like, you feel me? I just don't. It's not like she's trying to pretend to be something she's not.
No, I definitely agree with you. And the same thing with like.
Oh wow, I have her shirt on.
What? Oh.
I just thought about that.
But no, it's
but I'm biased in this because I also know her, so it's like, you feel me?
Yeah, but I mean, no, you're definitely right though, because like a lot of people would just it's just for like no reason. And the same thing with Wale, although I think his might be a little bit differently, because if we go into like what he was saying on his live about, you know, he's doing well on radio but he's not doing well on streaming. And I really thought about it, and I listened to like the last couple songs that he dropped, and it's just like, yeah, they sound like radio songs, and I think that might be the problem that he kind of has been running into with his career.
I don't even know the difference at this point. I feel like any song can hit the radio.
I mean, it can, but like, did you listen to the song with him and J. Cole?
No, the recent one. I actually got hyped for that, but I didn't watch it.
Damn, yeah. See,
it wasn't. I think he's doing a video for it too, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe, probably, but it didn't. It just sounded so 2010.
Oh, it did. It sounded dated.
Yeah, okay. And that's kind of like what I think is the problem is with some of his music, is that it doesn't sound like now. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't even sound like him. That's another problem with it. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like him.
I mean, but what is him? So you're saying like more about nothing, ambition, that type of shit? Is that him? Is that was classified as him for Wale?
Yeah, I think PYT was him too, and that was like a major hit. That was him. I didn't hear the song with him and Chris Brown. I'm not sure about that one, what that sounds like, but I think all of that is within his wheelhouse. I think the album About Nothing was the kind of album where he had like hits, but also still like his regular like poetic vibes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that this new music is just like, it just feels like it's just supposed to be a hit, and a radio hit, not even like a streaming hit, not even. It don't sound like it's gonna be on TikTok. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be anywhere else but like on the radio.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of that's where I think like the problem is with him. Maybe
I just feel like it's unfair at the end of the day. You know, once again, criticism is criticism. You're an artist. You're gonna take it. You know, supposedly if you have money, this comes with it. Coi, Wale, Azalea.
Yeah, but
All the artists we can name.
It's a balance between
But
criticizing what you do
That's
and
what
who you
that's
are.
what I'm saying.
Like,
The boundaries are really getting. There is none. Like I don't think it's fair because God forbid any of these artists, get this depressed, take their lives, or do something that harm themselves or harm people in their way, or quotation marks in their way. But like, I just feel like you said, like there's no boundaries, and there's a difference between their art and even maybe saying your opinion or whatever. But I feel like I honestly can't name someone. I'm trying really hard to think about this right now. That has so much love and then also so much hate at the same time for no reason. We ain't saying Kanye where you may say some outlandish shit.
Yeah.
We ain't saying Drake. Drake gets hated on because we all want him to do his own, be original, be hipster and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hate on Coil Ray. For me, Wale, there's no reason to hate. We can criticize and say, hey, your music kind of fell off, bro. We not even fell off. I want to rephrase that. Due to who your contemporaries were when you came into the game, we feel like you're not.
Yeah.
I
think
you can't
he falls
withhold.
victim to comparison a lot.
Yeah,
a lot,
that's
a lot.
what I would say with Wale. If you want to call that fall off, then that's fall off. If you don't say that's fall off, then whatever. But with Koi, and I'm just gonna not any names, say there's several artists. I just feel like this new generation, of course, social media, everything is like so difficult and so hard because it's right there in front of you.
Yeah.
But it's like it's borderline scary, bro. Like she tweeted the other day, like I forgot the exact words. What were the exact words? You guys remember?
She was saying that she was tired of being bullying.
Yeah,
she
like,
felt like I guess this is her karma, like for getting bullying.
I mean, I haven't talked to her, but like karma, nah, bro. Like this is just for no reason. Like
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of weird to me. I'm like, she has to be like, I don't know. People are weird because I think like if you're gonna have this much hate, you can also have this much positivity. Like you can be able to flip this. But there are some people that just wake up and just want to hate. Like
No, for real.
So it's like I can't think like that. You feel
And
me?
I'm pretty sure like DMs, mentions, all that kind of stuff. When you're that big, if niggas don't like you and it's like that's the general perception that niggas don't like you, you're definitely seeing that more than you're seeing anything of like love.
Like I got to Levi in the car, bro. Like it's hard to. It's a difference between telling yourself that and hearing it.
Oh yeah,
like it's completely different. So
Yeah,
of course she can tell herself, "I'm the shit. I can work through
You can be
this."
super positive on the inside and just be like, "Yeah, I feel good about what I'm doing." Blah 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 blah. But when you put it out there and when you put it out to millions and millions of people and you get back bad feedback, that could really, especially when it's not even just like bad feedback about the music, it's bad feedback about you.
Yeah.
Like that could really like change how you feel, and especially with social media nowadays, because it's just it's so easy for people to hate and just literally say whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of younger artists, I think we're kind of seeing it a little bit, but I think a lot of younger artists are definitely struggling with stuff like that more, and like the perception of them and how people are viewing them.
Yeah, because they're thinking like, "Yo, I'm making money. I'm good." Like it's so weird, bro. And no, I feel like these type of things has always been a thing. Like I'm not gonna say like it just started yesterday or just started with Koi, but it's just so weird to think this woman, mad people love, X amount of followers, millions, whatever the case may be, and of course that comes with hate. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's like it makes me second guess like how many of those followers are just there just to hate, like literally just there. Like if you say 10 million, it's 5 to 3 just there to, you know what I mean? It's just really weird. It reminds me some kind of like. Actually, I do have a good comparison for her. I'm not sure if you guys kept up to date to this, but when I think this was like 2 years ago, I feel like Kim could do no right. Kim Kardashian, if we don't know who I'm talking about. But like Twitter was killing her for everything she did. It could be a joke, like a jokeful post. It could be a story, and everything landed on Twitter. Why does she feel like she can do this? And it'd be like 100 fucking K retweets, and then she would have to address it like, I didn't know I couldn't do this with my family, or it wasn't meant to be taken. Like I was just like, bro, are we serious? Are we saying this because it's Kim? Or are we saying this because we actually feel this way? And I feel like a lot of times with Koi and these other artists and celebrities is not because we wouldn't do the same or we wouldn't be in the same predicaments. It's because who they are supposed to be. Yeah. And I feel like that's just, you're projecting. Like, you're rich, you have money, you come from this and the third, so you're supposed to be like this. No, they're not.
And low-key, I feel like Kim still deals with that. It's just not as out in the forefront.
Yeah, because
I definitely see her, like, responding to people who
she
are saying, like,
I think she embraces it now. She's not, like, she has a family, she has everything she wants. She's continuing to grow as a businesswoman. And I feel like she kind of, like, when she got made fun of at the Met Gala in some ways, not all. That was the Met Gala, right? Or the MTV? That was Met Gala?
Yeah,
okay.
Met Gala. Yeah.
I was like, is that the award show or Met Gala? But anyway.
With the black suit.
Yeah, the Met Gala, cool. when that happened, she posted all that shit. She responded, was having a good time. She could have easily been like, no, take me 100% serious. I killed that shit. But she understood. There was some memes in there. And she laughed as well. So it's like, to me, and I'm pretty sure Corey does the same thing. All these artists that we're talking about do the same thing. But it's just a line, bro. Like, everybody is human, regardless of how much money you think they have. That makes them a better person, or that makes them, all this money takes their, I guess, feelings away. Like, it doesn't. You feel me? And it's scary, bro. Seeing Corey tweet that shit is scary. And I even thought, like, I instantly thought about Wale. I'm like, damn, Wale's been feeling, he's talked about it openly, how depressed he's been for years. But like I said, as soon as the niggas start wilding out and crying or on the end of the street, then everybody cares. But it wasn't like you cared when this person was going through it. You feel me?
Exactly. Did y'all see that thing that I sent about SSG Kobe in our
Oh yeah,
chat?
I did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's taking time for himself. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
I haven't checked up on that like today or anything, but hopefully he's doing well because I actually do like his music, especially when he showed up on the Brockhampton album. I felt like he had some good contributions. I had never really listened to him before, but basically he had just posted that he was dealing with some things and that he needed to take some time for music. So shout out to SSG Kobe. Hopefully he's doing well.
And then the thing is, when you do stuff like that, it's like so scary because what are people gonna say now when he comes back? Oh, he fell off because he took time for himself.
Yeah.
Cause you gotta remember, what's his name did that too as well. Damn, I can't even remember bro's name. Respect to him though. Ugly God.
Oh yeah.
He took time for him, his family, vacationing, his girl,
and we ain't never heard from him
get his
yet.
mind right, and then he can never build back up.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X kind of did the same thing, but it was different because he's funny on Twitter. So he took time out to himself. He went through his depressions, and he talked about it somewhat through his TikToks and videos as well. So it's scary, man. It's just really fucking weird if you think about it, because like, yeah, you may take that time out for yourself. The next moment, you fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everything is so like intertwined. Like
exactly.
You can't have time for yourself. Like even if you take time for yourself, you still need to be like out somewhere so that people can like see you and enjoy you or whatever the fuck they care about. But yeah, it's just hard just having that stature and having fans and all that kind of stuff, because like you said, everything comes with hate, and like you have to deal with it in some capacities where people don't like your music, whatever, they're criticizing you. But I don't feel like just because you're so big that you should have to be dealing with like niggas shitting on you like 24/7 type of thing.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, cause you have money, I can do this. Like I feel like that's supposed to, like, that's something that's understood. You are famous, you have money. I am the lesser person in this situation. Yeah. I can talk how I want. Yeah. You have to shut up and stay in this box. Why do you care
about how I feel?
Yeah.
I'm not important. Like
exactly.
And it's just like people don't realize like you might, if it was just you in a sea, like cool, that might be okay, but it's not just you. Yeah. It's thousands of you at this minute right now.
And thinking the same exact thing.
Exactly.
Like the same exact thing. That, oh, I'm just this one guy. You have 10 million followers. Well, yeah, I'm seeing you times 10, times 30. You're not just this one guy. You feel me? There's thousands of people that think they can just stand behind this computer or iPhone, through a different account, and they're fine when it still hurts people. You feel me? So.
Yeah, and say whatever the fuck they want. But we kind of touched on a conversation about what would possibly bring Wale back, and we talked about maybe if Wale showed up on Donda, showed up on CLB. How do you think that would affect his current stature of his career?
Give him a little spike, but that's about it. That wouldn't have helped him in the long run. There's nothing that can bring Wale back but Wale. I've told, we covered this whole episode basically, me and Levi in the car, just casually talking and shit. But essentially he was asking like, what do you think makes an artist successful? And these are my two things, really kind of three. I'd intertwine the two though. So I say your team, that's a separate one right there. And I say, what I say? Your work ethic and reminding yourself who you're doing it for. Yeah. I intertwine the two. And the reason why I say those are my three is because I feel like Wale, or any artist we can name, does not lack in the work ethic. I think times people can forget who they're doing it for a lot. Yeah. And let me explain myself by saying who they're doing it for. I think it's always easier, and when you're designing, making, artistic, whatever, creating, to remind yourself, am I doing this for my inner child? Am I doing this for that one specific fan that may like EDM mixes with my music? Am I doing this for that, this, and the third? For example, when I went to a Kid Cudi show, and what was that? What was his last album? Under 2000, everybody on it? That was like the great one by design.
Pain
on it.
And Demon Slayer.
There we go.
Yeah, that one.
He fucking did the song, a couple classic songs, and a couple old songs, and even the ones on his album, completely different mix. Like beat going crazy, completely different thing. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not it. But in my head, I'm thinking, you know how many times he probably performed this song? He just wants to switch it up. All right. He just wants to do it for himself. You feel me? And so people are still going crazy in the crowd though. It's Cuddy. You feel me? So people gonna love it. And I'm using that comparison to say like, I do believe a Wale may have lost his way. I think he said it like mentally on who, why, when. Like, am I doing this for the now? Am I doing this for the future? Am I doing this for the kids? Am I, he just lost his way, and that happens easily. But I think that happens when you don't have the right people around you. And I tell people all the time, like, you're only as good as your surroundings. Don't get me wrong, you can make it out of anything. I don't care what you say. You had one friend. If they answer the phone once a month and you can vent to them, they helped you. For me, that's what I believe in. Yeah. He said it. Actually, he said that. K. Dot helped him through an extremely hard time. Yeah. And that will always be his brother. That's someone that helped you. Could they have helped? Could he have helped more and maybe helped with your music? Yeah, but he was more personable for you. He still helped, you know? And so I'm going to use, that's my one example there. And my third one, like I said, was keeping the team and all that stuff. We've already talked about it. I feel like Wale has never had a good team. Yeah. And he's shown, bro, if you look at the J. Cole, if you look at the Kendricks, you look at the Drake, and you look at Big Sean, each and every one of them are branded to something right now. Big Sean, positivity, change the world. Detroit, I am doing this for my people. Somewhat of a Chance the Rapper for Detroit, but respectable right now. Not saying Chance is nothing, but I'm saying people don't respect him. You feel me? Big Sean is still respected, definitely. Yeah. Still 100% respected. Yeah. Drake definitely is the GOAT. You feel me? He can't do no wrong. He can hit you at every different angle, and quickly became the most smartest business artist ever. That's his brand now. Like, he can do no wrong, and he's smart as shit. Kendrick Lamar, come on, I don't have to say anything. Yeah. J. Cole, the lyricist, forever will be a lyric. Wale was never branded.
And they all had really good, solid teams. Exactly. Dreamville, TDE, OVO. Exactly. And then good music.
Exactly.
But I was talking to DJ about this, but Wale, I think a bad turning point for him was when he had his kind of like falling out with MMG.
That was late. He said that was late. That they weren't releasing his shit and they weren't giving. They were giving him baby. No, they were giving him baby budgets. So they were giving him baby budgets. Anywho,
I knew I shouldn't have looked.
Yeah, y'all both looked. That's what threw me off. Like, y'all both fucking looked. But anywho,
shit.
I just want to make it clear that Wale, Cole, and all the artists that we named, I'm getting across to the point that they definitely, had their 15 seconds, and they will forever have their seconds to people that care, and it can always be better than what we think. But when people are giving you so much hate on top of the shit that we don't even know, like, for example, a Wale, we're assuming these things, which I think we might be shooting in the right direction, assuming it. It's like, it's really hard, bro. Like, it really is. I told Levi, I'm going to keep saying that. I told Levi, should be the name of this episode. But I told Levi in the car, I was just like, this is me personally. I can't speak for no other artist. What keeps me going regardless of, being down, depressed, not making sales, being depressed, is like, I know I'm giving it my all. I can't say Wale is saying that. I just can imagine he's saying that. He's giving it his all in that situation. But I don't think he can sit, if I had a chance to talk to him, I don't think he can sit in my face and say, I've given my all, everything I've had for the past 10 years. Because I think he's lacked a lot, and a lot has been taken away from him. The tools that he once had, or friends, or accessibility, or access to the things that was around him has been taken away from him. He might be making do. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But I don't think he's able to give it his all. And the reason why I'm saying give it all doesn't fit the same thing what he does with me with him. I may be giving you and Levi to make this podcast. That's all I got. I'm giving it my all. But if I started with the whole fucking team and I was left with you and Levi, that's no longer my all. Yeah. I'm just doing the best out of the situation. You feel me? And that's what I feel like happened to Wale. That's a major difference to me. Yeah. And I don't feel like that's fair. MMG was a big blow to him, but I feel like that was already happening. He was just making the best out of it. And now there's nothing to make out of it. And so it's like...
Yeah. I don't even know who his team is or who's around him or anything. Like, I feel like he's doing this just off the strength at this point.
Exactly.
And that's hard for any artist. Like, even if you was Wale, you had a name like that, that's still like difficult. But just imagining, like, if half the people that he was in contact with, in works with, were to hop on an album, you think it would have been a good album?
It don't matter. Like,
but like, do you think it would have been not?
No.
I'm not talking about numbers, anything
Oh,
like that. But
talking
do you think it would have
about
been a good album?
sound?
Yeah.
No.
Shit, still no.
No, because it has to be genuine, bro. I was telling Levi this in the car. Close the door, Levi. I'm plugging that Levi in the car shit so much, but it's true. Like, I'm dead ass serious. I said, it doesn't matter if these artists were just to work with him. He can plus the feature name and get the credit you see when you scroll through the album. None of that matters if the support doesn't come with it. Granted, bro, James Blake went through a whole phase of niggas like, oh my God, James Blake. Like, it was like he was a new artist or something, because why? Travis went so hard on Twitter about the new album and that he was being featured on it. Yeah. And then plus that, it was like James Blake, Metro Booming produced and all this crazy shit. And everybody was so hyped. Travis devoted himself at that time to make sure credit was where it was due, and making sure people were being put on. Travis has a few songs with Wale, and I think they may have gotten a tweet. Maybe.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The name isn't enough today. You have to get the actual support. It has to be genuine. If Travis does a song with Wale and does not tweet it, does not post it on his story or nothing, it doesn't matter. Because only Wale fans are seeing that. And clearly, he was doing the song not only because he fucked with you, but he understands, like, yo, your fans be my fans. They can introduce yourself. You have a new age. You feel me? So it's like, no. And all those people he named, no, yeah. If they didn't give, like, the full-on support, it make no sense.
Well, would the music have been good, though? Do you think like
you just saying sonically, just like me listening to it?
Yeah, like a him and Brent song. Would that be?
I think a lot of people he named. I think the Travis song was fire. That he got with Travis.
That's crazy because I can't even remember what that song was.
I can't remember the name of it right now, but I remember.
But I do remember.
It's fire.
Good. Yeah.
It's fire. Brent would have been amazing. Rod Wave, he said that would have been nice. I would like for it to be a Rod Wave featuring Wale, not a Wale featuring Rod Wave.
Yeah, that's true. I would have liked that better too. SZA.
Oh, that would have been amazing. That's a bop. That's a hit. Yeah. Hands down.
Yeah. I think he said.
Yeah, he said he
died. I wouldn't have cared for the Baby or the Meg feature.
No, I did. The Baby, that don't make any sense to me. That should have been happened. I just feel like Wale can still write hits.
Yeah.
And can let me take away the word from the word hits. Wale can still go head to head with anybody making hits, radio streams, whatever. He can make good music. So the Baby and him, to me, it should have already happened. Like, I can't get the words out of my mouth. It should have happened already. Like
it should have happened already. Okay, I got you.
It just makes sense. Who else did he name?
The Baby's manager said he was doing too many features.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bro? What type of shit is that? Anywho,
that nigga ain't never did too many features because he's always doing more.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing. So
he's the feature guy.
Yeah, so it's like that's what I'm saying. If Wale came with a good song, which I think he can and could. There ain't no reason not to.
And honestly, probably did.
Yeah, like, who else did he name?
I think it's just like a stigma on him at this point.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to tell you guys in the group. So you guys were arguing like a Donda verse or CLB.
It was Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak too.
Yeah.
So you guys were arguing like a CLB, verse or Donda verse or any album that was so big in these past couple months could have helped him. I'm like, no, because no one cares about him. That's the difference. Yeah, we would have. Oh my God, you remember More About Nothing? That's it. It would have spiked the streams. You have to care about him to keep coming back. And I feel like he's lost that interest. He's never really had it.
Well, when I was saying stigma, I was saying like an industry stigma. I think a lot of people from when he first had the issues with MMG and after that, a lot of people were saying like he's rude and all that kind of stuff, and like I think that might have put a stigma.
I really do hope one day Wale gets a documentary. I really do, because he's very interesting if you think about it. And I know you guys may say I'm shooting in the dark, and some people may say, which side am I on? Do I hate Wale? Do I like Wale? I like Wale. Wale raised me when it came to street fashion, when it came to fucking phone posits. I don't think there's no kid from fucking 1997, early 2000s, I can reach and say 2002, he didn't say Wale didn't affect their life when it came to dressing. And at least not scrolling through Tumblr, because it was him, J. Cole, and Big Sean everywhere. Okay? But anywho, I love Wale, just to make that clear. I thought about it in the car, and I wanted to think about it more before saying it. I don't think what killed Wale, you said it was MMG. I think the determining factor with the shift, I'm not going to say killed. The determining factor was streaming and social media. Look up how many followers he got, and look up who his contemporaries are. To me, they all adapted extremely well. He didn't. Before we knew what was going on behind doors, before the depression that was voiced, of course, he can still been going through it. Before anything was voiced, I feel like he never shifted. Like when streaming became huge and shit, you can't even name me a Wale song that did good then. that streamed well in general.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't feel like he transferred over well, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I think, and it was weird because honestly, I don't even think I think it was a gap between when he dropped music before streaming and when he dropped music after streaming.
It was.
Like, which is really weird. I would like to know, like, what happened with that gap. Because,
Yeah.
like, he was really big, like, mixtape era. And then once streaming came about.
So can you pull up
that was it.
Wale's like discography and music?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we might be missing something. Maybe he did drop shit, but maybe there was label shit going on and it was smaller.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really thinking about, like, you know, Forlorn, The Gift.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just scroll down.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's see.
So,
we got The
why,
Gifted.
full screen, please.
Yeah, see, this was in that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Go back up. These are mixtapes. His albums. See, I didn't even know he had a. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was an album.
Yeah, I knew that was an album. So we got
Yes. It got to
Ambition,
7?
The Gifted, the
Interesting.
album about nothing. Which one got to 7?
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, US 7.
I haven't even heard that album.
Yeah. I can't remember what dropped at the same time, but I mean, he, like I said, he still does decent. Like, it's this proves my point. I wish the viewers can see this. When he drops, it's not like, oh my god, you're at the bottom of the charts. No, it's just no one cares about him, but his music is good. It's like this is Wale. This sounds amazing, man. I wonder how he's doing. But you never go look to see how he's doing.
Yeah.
You just don't care because you hear him and you're assuming he's well off because he's not really dropping, but he really is dropping. He's trying to even drop more. I don't know. I think, like
He
I
drops,
said,
like every 2 years.
like I said, he just needs to be seen more. That's what I was telling you guys in the agreements. He needs to be seen more, associated. Hey, I am a sneakerhead. Bro, I was watching a video, I was like, scrolling through YouTube just to play something in the background and learn as I'm working.
Yeah.
And it was the style evolution of Lil Yachty. I'm like, bro, he's been in the game for 4 or 5 years. Someone just graduated. What you mean a style evolution? Like you feel me? What is the style evolution? But with all due respect, he has evolved. He went from his little B, phase and ASAP Rocky-esque, really street hard, and now it's definitely a fusion. Cut clean sometimes, good proportions on what he wears, and he's really, really extremely hip on what's gonna be next. And I agree with the overall thing of Lil Yachty has style. Like, I would agree with that. Boat has style. But it just amazes me you can't find that on Wale. Lil Yachty on YouTube, everywhere, is being seen as a sneaker Mongol and a fashion head. And that's all, with respect. And he's definitely shown that he can do that. I'm not saying he can't. All I'm saying is we gave him the keys. We crowned him before Wale.
Yeah,
But why?
Which is wild.
Bo associated himself with that shit though. He said, "Yo, I'm with this. You feel me? I does this. I put this shit on." Insert song. But yeah, I put this shit on. Like, you feel me? And so I just can't see Wale making a comeback in everyone's life until he's associated or makes himself associated with something that people care about. And that can be himself. I'm not saying like, oh, brand him to like Netflix or brand him to Nike or something. That's not what I'm saying. Something that gravitates him outside of just the radio songs. It could be streaming. It could be playlists. It could be throwbacks. It could be a TikTok hit. It could be anything. But it has to be something where you go and give him more than 5 seconds of your time.
Yeah, see. Right after it, because he dropped, the album About Nothing was his first album on streaming, which was in 2015. And that was right after The Gifted. He was on a streak. Ambition, The Gifted, and then the album About Nothing. They all went number 1.
I would agree.
Like, every single one.
Yep.
But the album About Nothing didn't go gold.
Yep.
Which kind of like goes to show how like streaming went for him. Like, it didn't. The album didn't continuously like stream well to the point where he was get a gold or a platinum plaque, or at least on this. Hopefully these numbers are accurate. But then right after that, it was Shine, which I remember that album. I didn't like that album, and that only got to 16.
I don't care. All these numbers are great.
You said what?
All these numbers are great. Like, if any artist would do these numbers, especially coming right now, you'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're only saying this due to his contemporaries. He didn't age well with who he was grouped with. And I'm not blaming him for that. I'm just saying, like, it's obvious. You give me this numbers. I'm trying to think of someone you could compare to him. I can't really think. Brent Fayez or some shit. It doesn't matter who you insert here. But you give him these numbers, or he or she these numbers, and you're like, it's pretty well. Like, you're pretty good. You probably have a great fan base, or at least a cult type S following that seems to do well for you. But it's not the same when you look at Wale and you automatically think, oh yeah, Wale. Remember Ambition? And then you go, oh, it's his old shit. And then you think about J. Cole and Drake and all their old shit. You're not giving him his respect due to the fact that, subconsciously or kind of, I wouldn't say you're doing it on purpose, but in a way, you're just saying like, oh yeah, Wale is an afterthought, not his current thoughts. You're not thinking of it currently. So it's like, it's sad, bro, because I really just feel like he just needs a team. And after that, I say he can do well. Yeah. I'm not gonna say number one selling artist in the world, nah, but he can definitely stay afloat.
He could just be and he's cool. More relevant.
Way more relevant,
popular,
more respected.
Whatever.
Like that's my number one thing. Well, I can say what I want and how I feel, but I will always say he deserves a ton of respect, a ton of respect. So I don't know. Yeah, that throws me off.
Regardless, I don't know if that'll happen with this next album or anything, but I'll be listening to it. October 22nd, for Lauren 2 coming out.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is not an ad, but I love Wale, so
yeah, we'll man. Just to let the viewers know, me and Levi were here for 2 hours waiting on Mars, and we're starting at 4 o'clock. I think we started basically, and I'm pretty tired and hungry. Watched the Browns game that we won due to defense, but yeah,
they beat the Vikings, yeah,
14-7, and kind of odd, but it's whatever. I'm pretty tired. But let's get into this Yeezy Gap because that's what I want to talk about. Okay. Yeezy Gap, perfect hoodie. The perfect hoodie is the perfect hoodie. I think I would love for this to be clipped when the time comes. I think the perfect hoodie will age extremely well. It'll be one of the most important pieces to drop at least in the last 5 years. And hear me out. Damn, I sound like I'm on TikTok. But anyways, hear me out. I feel like, don't get me wrong, there's other designers that's been doing this in a bigger way and to their own market. I feel like with Kanye working with Yeezy, Kanye working with Gap, it makes it so accessible to the average person. Now that these silhouettes, as you would say, that was deemed high fashion, oversized or cropped, which is, of course, over the years gone in the streetwear, gone to H&Ms and whatever. But the perfect hoodie stands for what I would think what Kanye is going for. And it's still thick, extremely thick hoodie. It's cropped, but long enough in the areas where you would like to be long enough. I'll give an example. Well, Mars might not put a picture here, whatever. But you guys can all ideally think about in your head like the whole cropped hoodie, then the shirt's longer underneath, kind of 2013, 14 Jerry Lorenzo style, but not as baggy. And one thing I've noticed, which I love, by the way, TikTok is really helping the average person, the average user that's scrolling understand proportions in fashion. And I feel like that's what the perfect hoodie stands for. Like, it just looks well on you. Instead of some people saying, like, I only like boxy shirts because how it sits on me, those people now, me included, wearing like regular shirts can all come together on the perfect hoodie because it will sit well regardless of your shape, regardless of your style. Of course, it's up to you how you want to wear it, but it would sit well. And I think the reason why I'm so like advocate for this hoodie or a big advocate for this hoodie is because after it drops, everybody's size chart is going to change to it. From streetwear, high fashion, whatever it may be, it's going to change to it because people are going to want it. And the reason why I call it so big is because to me, it's like, if you think about it, I think it's going to have the same effect as the Yeezy slides. Yeezy slides kind of sat, not kind of, it definitely did sat or sit. Yeezy Gap, as in the hoodie, sat for like
a few hours.
I'll say 3, right? Can we agree on 3?
Bullshit, they ain't sit for no hours because I ain't get my fucking hoodie shipped. Like, all right.
And what we mean by sat and sit, it didn't sell out as fast as you would think.
They was on the site for like half a day,
so,
I'd say.
Both items, colorful basics. Everybody ripped the slide. They're just basic slides. Why would you pay that much? 2-3 drops later, you can't even find a slides for cheaper than $300. You feel me? And I feel like we've already seen the effect of the Yeezy slides. Everybody and their fucking mom has a slide now. Little chunky, little basic, little chunky, little basic. And no, Kanye West did not make this a thing. To me, all he did was bring it to the forefront with his type of branding on it. That's it. But I think the hoodie and the slides are very, very close in the sense of what he wants to accomplish. And honestly, I'm a little scared of the future. I think everybody's gonna walk around looking like a Yeezy clone, honestly, without even knowing. Like, I'm gonna walk around with my Yeezy Gap hoodie because there's no branding. You're gonna walk around. This is just an example. Levi has tons of Yeezy Gap. He's gonna walk around with his
Yeezy Gap King over there.
Yeah, he's gonna walk around with his H&M hoodie that looks the exact same with the exact fit. You feel me? But due to Kanye doing no branding, which I think is a great thing, no logo, nothing, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Of course, when you feel it, quality, whatever. But from a distance off the cut, I don't think it's going to be hard to tell unless you really know your shit. So that's why I think the Yeezy Gap hoodie is like amazing. I think the drop is amazing. I think like I said, this is the most important item that happened in fashion in at least the last 3 years. 5 may be a reach, might be a reach, but at least last 3 years. I think 5 has to go to HBA. But yeah, that's my little thing there.
Yeah, man, you killed it. I just set you up for the ISO. You know what I'm saying? Like, go off. Like
Any questions?
Was all you.
Any?
Yeah. No. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. All right.
I don't know. I had hella more points, but I was expecting more conversation here. And fuck you. Come on, Levi. Like, talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Nah, but like, I for me, it's a little bit harder because I'm not too deep into like fashion.
So
like,
this is why the competition will go better. So go ahead.
Yeah, but I think like maybe the 3 years is more accurate because like if you're talking about the Yeezy hoodie, but what about the Yeezy slides? You know, you just talked about the same effect, and that was in the past 3 years,
so,
maybe, I guess.
Yeah, you are right.
But you're probably putting this above the slides.
I'm putting this above the slides because I think the masses will do it. Like, in my masses, I mean high fashion, street fashion, low fashion, whatever fashion. So you think all degrees of fashion will be affected.
It's going to get copied by
everything.
Like, every brand.
Walmart are going to have a hoodie. Deadass. Everything. Yeah. You know, I can argue... I actually have a better point to that. I can argue that the slides / the foam runners did the effect in fashion in the sense of streetwear and high fashion. I feel like everybody's kind of making a, you know, interesting looking shoe now.
Yeah.
And I also think that affected the Balenciaga shoes that's supposed to be dropping next year. I mean, slides that look really kind of futuristic, off balance.
You talking about the Balmain slides?
I thought it was Balenciaga. It was Balmain. Oh, my bad. Yeah, the Balmain slides.
Yeah, them
I think weird. Yeezy definitely affected that a lot, but or influenced that a lot. But yeah, I go as hard for the hoodie because I think it's gonna hit all aspects of people, all aspects of fashion without even knowing it. Like your clothes are gonna be more, like I said, proportional. If that's the right word. I know a lot of people don't really know what that means, but I would say like baggy in the right spots, looser here, and it's scary to think. I really think a lot of people gonna start dressing the same without like really trying. Like it's just gonna be so accessible.
I mean, low key, that's already kind of happened. I just saw this fucking meme about the summer's over, so you can't wear the vintage tee with the short shorts combo. So you're gonna find out that niggas really can't dress.
But the reason I'm not mad at that. I've no shots at nobody. I've always thought that was the laziest way to dress. If I ever want to dress my girl up, I'm throwing her in a vintage tee and some dunks. Fire. And don't let me throw the NY fitted in it. Oh shit. She's amazing. Nigga takes off NY fitted.
that's what people are saying. No, like, it's just like lazy.
You throw the NY fitted on with a fit, sweatpants, and let's say some dunks.
Bro, listen.
Fire, nigga.
Nah, not even the summer. It was hat, vintage tee, short shorts, like here, like
no, I hear what you're saying,
and then dunks.
But
like, that was it.
That wasn't to me. Uniform. To me, that was late. That wasn't the time. That was late, bro. Vintage shops, skaters been dressing like that for years. That was late. That was people. That was late. People saying like, "Oh shit, vintage is really a thing." Not like, "Oh, you have to be on the in crowd." No, there's vintage for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I can buy a Chicago shirt and this is fresh now. Chicago Bulls shirt, this is fresh. It's worth $100, $200. So that became the in thing to do for fashion. What I'm saying with the Yeezy Gap thing is like you go into a hoodie. You go into a store like, "Yo, can I get a hoodie right quick?" It's gonna be Yeezy Gap formula. If formula is without even knowing it, you're gonna be on your fucking Instagram saying the Yeezy Gap is trash. You're paying $90 for a regular hoodie. Go into a store, H&M. Not shooting nobody down by saying this. You know how shit works, fashion rolls and whatever.
Yeah, fast fashion.
Yeah,
gets where it gets.
Yeah, so. And I'm not saying I don't know if H&M is considered fast fashion. Whatever, y'all just get the gist. Like, as you know, the domino effect. They did it. It worked. Someone else does it work. Okay, we all gotta kind of have our own, flip on it. Cool. So now the same person talking shit, you got $90. Of course, that person go to H&M probably buy it for $40, but not knowing this is literally their same take of the hoodie you just shitted on. And you said you wouldn't pay $90 for it, but you paid $40 for it. But if you went to Walmart, you probably gonna get $30 for it. That's what I'm saying. We're all gonna be affected by it and not even know, but shitting on it. Not us personally, but people are shitting on it. Same thing with the slides. It was shitted on. Like, I think the slides were $80, right? I don't know.
First they were
somewhere around that.
Yeah, like
you guys can fact check, but I don't think it's too far off. 60, 80, somewhere around there. And they were shitted on. Like some basic ass slides. That's some nursing shoes. Blah, 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 blah. Now everybody has them, fake or real or not.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Everybody has a pair of Yeezy slides, and that's kind of where I was gonna give you a little bit of pushback. Although I do agree with you that I think it's gonna show more with the hoodie because I think not even just like I think it's gonna go past like big businesses like
Yeah.
H&M and like
It's gonna affect
Walmart and stuff.
growing
It's gonna-
business as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think everybody's gonna have like that kind of proportioned hoodie.
That's what I'm saying.
But on the same point of view with the slides, I think that the Yeezy slides kind of introduced slides being like a fashion statement in a sense, and like I'm gonna wear my slides out like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's your laptop.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
breathing.
is
Yeah.
your phone breathing, bro?
No,
I think it's
no.
time.
No, it's the laptop.
No, so hear me out. I know I didn't explain it the best, so I'm glad you brought up that point. What I call Yeezy Gap, I put this in the group message, is basics. Slides could have been part of the collection. It's a basic thing. Kanye is making basics cool, bro. Literally a color and proportions. You're paying, I think, decent price, and it's selling out. He started with the slides. He introduced you to basic, like to just slides. You call it just slides. That's cool. That's what you want to call it. But now you're paying $400 for it. Lowest too, off resale, of course, off resale. And so I'm just saying, like,
Same with these hoodies.
that's what it's going to be. You feel me? And you told me it already is doing that. That's amazing for Kanye.
2 to 4.
And so it's like,
$400
to me personally, I love it. I want to see how it affects people in a negative way. I haven't thought about that yet. I haven't dissected it yet. I think it's going to affect people in a negative way, or affect fashion in a negative way. What I told you earlier was the lines are going to continue to be blurred, because it's like an item like that. Hear me out. An item like that 4 years ago, y'all might see me say 5, it was only seen as high fashion. Jerry Lorenzo could have dropped that hoodie 5 years ago. Same exact thing. No way in hell was an average person wearing that. Hear me out. Rick has been doing shit like that for years. No way in hell has, of course, Rick has been copied in several different ways. Rick has copied other people. You get how fashion works. But I'm saying, like, you go back in time a few years back, that would have never been seen as a streetwear-esque type thing, or probably even been as big. It would have been like, oh, that's high fashion. You don't get it. You don't have enough money to understand. It's too complicated, Now I'm able to break it down to you. It's proportions. He wants people, or not he, but it's going to fit you well. It's going to be nice, thick, and good quality. That's it. That's all you have to hear. And you're like, you're more obligated to buy it.
Yeah.
Versus took that hoodie back a couple years ago. It's high fashion. It's high fashion. And hearing those words, at least to me 5 years ago, I'm walking away. Like, okay, cool. It's not made for me.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with Kanye. Like, he's really breaking down a lot of barriers. The team, the branding, the Gap, Yeezy, Adidas, all that. Like, really think about what you're buying. His car is full of shoes with no Yeezys, with no Adidas logos. My fault. With no Yeezy logo. You're literally buying the design. You feel me? And that's why I'm just like, that's what I mean by the lines getting blurred, because that was high fashion.
Yeah.
You were buying the designs, essentially. Good quality things that weren't fast fashion, and it was going to good things. And so it's like, now that someone's offering that at a price point of $90, and it's Kanye fucking West, there's, like I said, the lines are just becoming smaller and thinner by the second. I think they're necessary. I usually don't be the person to agree like, oh, you can't do this because you do this. I think it's necessary just for people to understand what they like. But we'll just see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you're not sure how it could affect anything negatively. I think the only thing I could think of, like off the top of my head right now, is it might make it harder for someone else to do basics.
Yeah.
At any kind of, like, your basics price point has to be under whatever kind of basic price point is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do a hoodie that is of any lesser quality at $90 and expect anybody to buy it.
I remember like the Normcorn vintage. I think this was like post Jerry Lorenzo, where like basically like slightly distressed things were like amazing. Like you buy like a pair of jeans, it'd be like a couple of rips, and then it'd be like three
distressed shirts.
Yeah, it'd be like $300-$400, but it was slightly done. It was I would say it was tasteful too, but it was like, oh my god, this is so cut. That's what all this is reminding me of, and not saying it's in a bad way. I'm just saying like, but that was still seen as high fashion.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. Like I said, I think this piece is extremely, extremely important. I never would have thought in 1,000 years that Yeezy Gap would be this influential. Even when he announced it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Finally, everybody can wear Yeezy. But I didn't think it would be this impactful to where what he did with just Yeezy Gap would affect every other thing, or everything, I should say. I thought it would be more of a line between Yeezy season and Yeezy Gap. And like I told Levi in the group message, I feel like the only thing that's separating the two is colors. And like, I would say colors and silhouettes. Definitely Yeezy season is still more fashion, you know what I mean? Fashion-y. Let's use that word for lack of better words. But yeah, I'm hella excited. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
And the
it's-
fact that I even had a chance to cop a hoodie and I did,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
You know, it's crazy to me that like I don't really see a lot of people in like Yeezy season stuff, or I don't even see a lot of people like selling their Yeezy season stuff. So that kind of tells me that like once you like buy something from like the Yeezy season, you're very inclined to just like keep it and like keep it in your closet. You're very inclined to like to wear it, like y'all was talking about last night.
We're just living in an era right now where Kanye's on a, I think, man, you just really take some time to think about it. He's on a crazy fashion run. He has not missed.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't. He hasn't.
Like
It's just
fashion
crazy,
show
like, to me.
debuts,
Yeah.
numbers. Like he has not
Yeah,
missed.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me because like everything resells, like everything resells, and like if you bought the Yeezy season stuff, you could still like resell it for crazy amounts of money, but people aren't doing it.
I mean,
that's how much value it has.
It goes both ways, and the reason why I'm saying it goes both ways is because at the time when Yeezy season was bought, people resold it right then and there because they thought it was going to shoot up more, and it didn't, and because the price points were so high. So I remember a lot of Yeezy season was on sale, you know, and he said a lot of things about that, and I forgot what interview, but he didn't want those price points. That was his first time getting that backing, getting everything. He had no choice, and we all know if he didn't do those price points, he wouldn't be respected, and you get the gist, the deeper meanings behind all that. But what me and Levi talked about, like you said in the group message, where it kind of changes now with him being on this run, and you know, of course, you like his music, you like him, whatever. And you look at the clothes now as an archival piece. Like y'all hated this shit, but this is what he's been trying to do for years. Just at a different price point.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna keep it. I seen the Yeezy season shirt. It was cool. It was camo, like long Yeezy season shirt. You know how he did it back then. A little bit more of a boxier fit, not as proportional, and it was thick as fuck. And I was like, you know, I should probably just buy this. Like it was Yeezy season 2, I think, or 3. I can't remember. And I was like 300. I think it was 200. My fault. And I was like, I should probably just buy this just because. Cause I'm like, I can see this being referenced somewhere when he gets the chance to make this Yeezy Gap.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have the original. Like, so that's where I think you will see people now not really selling it as much because Yeezy Gap is a thing. And I feel like you're gonna see a lot of things he referenced before and probably wasn't able to get out or maybe even scrapped it, be a part of Yeezy Gap. Because if you think about it, them hoodies that we're now seeing been 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2. The Yeezy Gap shit, 2 years ago now.
Yeah. They're back there. They back there.
That's what I'm saying. They've been out and previewed and worked on for a long time now.
I mean, the 2020 Vision hoodies are the Yeezy Gap hoodies, essentially.
But the Perfect Blue got announced way before that.
That's what I'm saying. It was a while. I remember him posting that picture forever ago. Time is flying, so it might not have been forever ago, but at least I'm gonna say 2 years, right? Can we agree on that? I think.
Yeah. 2, maybe 3.
Maybe,
honestly,
right?
I might even give you 3.
Yeah. So I'm just interested to see where this goes because, you know, I'm gonna get off Kanye's dick for a second. Just as much as he's doing this, I'm gonna use this to segue into I be saying his name, but Telfar is like.
This thing got a spell wrong on there, so.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Shit says Teller.
It says Teller.
Oh,
Just as much as he's doing for Gap, I think that will open the doors for a lot of like people to be collaborative with, like companies to collaborate. We talked about this, right? To collaborate with other people and have just as much as an impact, like just as much. It's really interesting, and I'm really excited for it because if, you know, I'm not sure if Telfar, if he would have done a collab with Gap, would have been such a big thing. Maybe not. But I do believe it was just as influential. Like, just as influential. I'm not going to say that in the sense like, oh, Kanye would have been more influential. I don't think so. Because imagine these bags that he's doing. Same amount of success. That nothing would have changed. But there would have been some Gap involved. Been fucking crazy. Everybody would have walked around with this bag forever ago.
Oh, if it was Gap and Telfar?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It would have been just as influential. You would
sure,
have had
for
everybody. Because I believe everybody started making bags when they popped off. Every brand in the fucking world started going, okay, we gotta get it back. We gotta get it back.
Yeah.
You feel me? So imagine if they would have had the backing of Gap. I mean, you know, he still turned out fine. Telfar still turned out amazing. All I'm saying is I'm interested to see where he goes, where everybody else goes when it comes to who they collab with. Because you can think about Kirby with with Pierre Moss. You feel me? Like, I think that Reebok's collaboration is amazing and is growing well. It's not like just shooting off to the moon, but it's growing well. And so I'm interested, man. I know you want to talk about Supreme and True Religion and Telfar, so we can change into that.
Nah, I mean, Levi put that up there for Supreme and True Religion. I don't really have too much to say about like that. I didn't cop anything. I didn't really like look into it.
Supreme
like
and True Religion was cool. It tapped into my inner child of when I liked True Religion, but never
Did you cop
thought
anything?
No.
Or try to?
No. It tapped into my inner child of like, damn, I wish
Said,
these.
I just keep my child inside. I ain't going.
No, not that. But I remember being in a fucking True Religion store, seeing shit. I'm like, damn, I wish this was like pink, or I wish this was green, or I wish it was, more. I guess you would say expressive, rather than just like white, blue, black, regular denim shit.
Yeah.
And it did it with Supreme, and so I was like, oh, this is nice, but. True Religion never really spoke to me because I never thought it was for me. And I never felt like it needed me anyway. So
now they do though. They're a streetwear brand.
Okay, I'm getting into that. So so the Supreme thing made me feel like, okay, this was a balance between the two. It made sense. I love the camo, by the way. It just made sense. True Religion, camo, Supreme, amazing. That's what I would have copped if I could have.
Yeah.
And then they announced that True Religion is now a streetwear brand, which I think, people are giving them a lot of hate. Like, oh, you guys stay where you're at. I'm with it. It sounds odd enough that I'm a growing business and, there's streetwear now and everybody's streetwear now. But I love it because they openly admitted from the jump. They did a Supreme collab and said, hey, we are not the brand you guys think we are anymore. We're this. Now let's see who follows suit, because I don't think they're going to be the last brand to do it. Remember now, K-Swiss and, there was another brand that wanted to make a comeback. Fuck, I can't remember what other brand. But we're saying they were going to take a more, not Y2K, what's they call it again? Youthful approach or whatever. Damn, I can't remember the name of this brand. It's coming back to me. Fuck. Damn, I lost it.
While we wait.
It was around like the Rockaway era. I cannot remember, bruh.
You're not talking about Sean John, are you?
Nah.
It's not FUBU.
Was it FUBU? It was FUBU.
Fubu.
Yeah, there we go. I think FUBU was
Forest
talking.
Bias.
Yeah, that was a while ago. This was not recent. It was like we was in an old apartment type shit. It was a while ago. There was rumors that FUBU and a few others like from that like era was gonna do a rebrand, and it was gonna be more about the kids and what we're wearing now. And I remember talking about it with Nove, and he was like, "You think they can do it?" I said, "Bro, all it takes is a couple of influencers. Once they admit what they're doing, yes. Like don't try to just randomly a FUBU ass starts popping up everywhere. Like niggas are like, what the fuck?" But once like, yo, we're back, streetwear, this and that, we understand what you guys want, and they just do it. I think it could work, and I'm not gonna say appreciate, but I respect True Religion for saying that, and because now I can look at it with the right lens instead of being like, when they would have done it like what are you trying to do here? Like, you know what I mean? So I like it. I know it's odd for me to say that, but I like to see where they go, and hopefully they bring new people on doing this and not teaching an old dog new tricks. But that's up to them. So yeah. And then we got Squid Games and then the Telfar. So you can introduce Squid Games. You talk about it more.
I was about to ask you what you rated. Like we didn't actually get to an actual rating. What do you rate it, Levi? Out of 10.
I'll do 6, 7.
6, 7. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with
okay.
that. I'm with that 6.5, 7 max.
Oh yeah. Side note: if you are seeing this and you haven't seen Venom yet, don't waste your time. Anyways, 6, 7. Like yeah, I'd probably say about a 6, 7. And it's another one of those things where it's like, I think it's overhyped, but I'm happy that it's getting as hyped up as it is, in the sense that I think it just kind of like opens up people's minds and people's interest to foreign cinema, and not just with Korea and stuff, because a lot of people think the Korean stuff is like really, really good, and there's a lot more other shows on
Parasite,
Netflix.
right?
Huh?
Parasite was Korean, correct? Was he a Korean director? Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be wrong. Can we fact check that?
Yeah, no, he is. You could look it up, but yeah. Parasite was Korean. This is, and then there's another show that I started watching. It got recommended to me after this, Alice in Borderlands, which has been on Netflix for a while.
Forever. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
I watched the first episode and I was just like, okay, this is solid. Like this, this is solid. This is really solid. And it kind of just it makes me happy because not even just for them, but I just think it's gonna open up the doors for like any kind of like foreign media. Like you'll get the dub version so that people can actually like really watch it. Like I was always kind of upset that one of my favorite movies is called City of God, and that never had like a dub or anything. I don't think a lot of people really know too much about that movie or cared about it. But like if it would have came out now, I feel like it would have easily like been came out on Netflix, easily would have been one of their best movies, like period, like ever, So I like what Squid Game means and stands for in the grand scheme of how people are viewing, foreign cinema.
No, I feel you.
The show is good though. Like I say it's solid.
Yeah, So this is my only like thing. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have too much to do with Squid Games itself, but like I just feel like personally just weird how fast I guess life is just funny to me. A lot of things that they do are influenced by us, and by they I mean Asian culture. And a lot of things we do is influenced by them. And this movie, a lot of people were saying, was like kind of like head nods to a lot of big American films. You know, they have a lot of Matrix reference in there. I think somebody said some other references. So in a way, I'm like, they just took what we did and put their own spin on it, which we all do, you know? But at the same time, we're liking this show, not we, let me say that. The masses are liking this show due to a Korean woman, and that is foreign. So I'm like, isn't that just weird to you? Like, this is literally concepts that we already done, just different type of representation, and people are going crazy. And so it makes me think like, man, I guess cinema does have a real future because this is their way of telling their story, you know? So it makes me happy. But it also makes me be like, do I even like this show anymore? Like, it makes me think like, I don't know. Like, I got told you guys before, do I like what I watch on Netflix, or they just slapping top 10s everywhere? I don't know. It doesn't feel genuine anymore because, my nigga, this shit is everywhere. Yeah, although we talked about early on episodes that Netflix could easily push what I'm saying, like, hey, push the show, have good love interest, have good people looking good, and start posting them on Tumblr, this and the third, because it's, and I don't want it to sound bad, but to me, it's really easy for Americans to market the Asian culture, like extremely easy. You got K-pop going off right now. You got at least here in Atlanta, you got Asian fusions going on a lot that people love. A lot. Their food is like amazing. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying like I just feel like it's being really marketed hard right now. So it doesn't matter what you put out, people are gonna call it good. But taking it back to where we started, and that was Netflix, like, you know, being able to market anything. Me and Mars, and I think B may have been on the episode, I'm not too sure. But we were just saying like Netflix has everything you need, you know? Slap these shows with influencers. Slap these like people that look good in the cinemas and the videos, whatever, and make these like not accounts, but make the people that care about shit like that see it. Because I feel like Netflix wasn't doing that well. Now, on the other side of things, I just think like, was Squid Games ever really in the top 10, or did Netflix do that? Because I
definitely agree with you on the fact that they're like really pushing whatever. Like, I definitely think Netflix has their agenda. And I don't think I think people are ignorant to it, but I don't think that Netflix is
trying to hide it.
They're not trying to hide it.
Because I'm like I told you, they just it's odd because I'm like, this show just came. Well, it just came out. They're everywhere. Even in Korea, even in the malls, like games are being done. I'm like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. I love that Netflix is catching on what to do, what's right is wrong, and I love the fact that I think they're able to help these people push their ideals and the representation. It's all amazing.
They put in like, and this was back a little while, but they put in like, I don't know how many millions of dollars into literally just Korean stuff for Netflix.
That's fire. So I love it. Representation is definitely needed. But it just makes me think like, we had a discussion, like I said, I'm relating it all back to this in the sense of like, do you like what you like? Like, if I would have found this just on my own, would I have liked it? I think so. I think it's a really good concept. But would have the world have liked it if it wasn't pushed like this?
I don't think people would have sat through it. And that's really the thing. Like, I think people will find it and be like, okay, this sounds interesting, but I think without that push, people is not like sitting through the entire show.
I love that he said that. And the reason why I love that he said that, because I was going to use that as a part of my story with Parasite. Parasite was shot beautifully. Beautiful as fuck. There was one point in the movie, I remember me and B kept looking at each other in the movie, they're like, this is what everybody's raving about, where it got super slow. Like super fucking slow. And I think it was meant for you to understand what the working class or even the lower class are actually, you know, one of those parts in the movies where it's like, we want you guys to feel what they feel. But to me, I didn't care because it was already set from the beginning of the movie. I'm one of those people, that's just me. After you show it, express it, set the tone, I get it. But they kind of went about showing to you again, like, no, we want you to understand fully, which is fine. But to me, I was like, damn, this is kind of slow. Like, I get it. I get the full concept here. Let's keep it rolling. It didn't go like that. It, to me, went from up, then flat as hell. Then, like, the last, I would say, like, 30 to an hour, it just went back up, you know? So, I agree with what Mars is saying. I don't think a lot of people would have sat through this with the translation, plus how it started. It wasn't like an instant start, which I was shocked about. I give him points for that, by the way. Good points for that. Because I was sitting there watching with JoJo. I'm like, I'm surprised the game didn't start yet. That's the vibe I got from the show. That they weren't going to dive too much into their personal lives. But they did. You know, so
it was a nice, and that's why I want to give it credit, because it was like that nice setup, and then when they all left the game, it was more like, personality that you got from these different characters.
I personally think the show is done well, and I've always noticed that Netflix first season shows that do well always look better the second season. Always. So I'm really interested to see second season. I know there's gonna be a second season. There's too much hype. There's too much money on the table. There's gonna be a second season. Okay, so I knew from the jump, watching it, especially with the hype, around that there's gonna be a second season. I kept that in my mind, and I'm like, I'm interested. I really am. I gave it a 7. I'm not saying it's a bad 7. I gave it a 7 because I don't think the rave behind it is worth the rating that everybody wants to give it. But that doesn't take away from the show. I give it a 7. One, because I do think there's a lot of flaws in the show, but I did at least, got the translation version of it.
Yeah, and I think true. That's a very true point.
And so I don't want to, just take stabs at the show without giving it its justice. So overall, I love the ending. I love probably the last 2-3 episodes. I just feel like
really, you love the ending.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I really do. That's the reason why I dropped it a little bit, because I didn't like that.
Oh, you didn't like that he turned around?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
He said that already.
I didn't say that on here.
No, you said that if you watch the show that you gave a disclaimer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, he gave a disclaimer.
It's spoiled, but it's fuck it. Y'all will be all right.
Yeah. So the reason why I loved it, like I said, I had it in mind when I was watching that it was gonna be open for interpretation. They wouldn't leave it on an ending where they can come back to it. And I always like endings like that. Don't set up something next time, because I feel like when you set something up for the next time, you have to stick to it. But if you leave it open, the creativity is, you know what I mean? You can go wherever you want. So with me giving them the 7 and me appreciating the creative value in the show, I think that next season will be amazing. I don't see myself not rating it not rating it a 10, 9 or 10 at least the next season. But yeah, I like him walking away from the plane, and I love the scene when he's talking to old man before he dies. I just feel like,
oh no, that was a top tier scene.
That it was just you have hope on humanity still. The fuck is wrong with you? After everything you've been through, you still have hope. I love that, and the fact that they use bro, it was hands down amazing. Just when it got out of the game, I don't know why. To me, I was just this is hard, because after everything he's been through, they didn't just have it, which I think is kind of normal sometimes when you're having him talking to somebody or him writing down his emotions or something for him to get what you already saw but off his mind. No, they literally showed it to you metaphorically. Hey, he still has hope in this world.
Yeah.
He still bet money or whatever the case had to be. Not money, but
someone would help that nigga outside.
He still bet information that he wanted that somebody would help him, and they did get help. And I also felt like that was way more symbolic on the whole show than anything else they did.
Yeah, definitely.
Timing, the fact that there's someone to help them, but it was late. Old man dying in the sense of when he wasn't able to see the world change. That to me, that one scene just killed the show to me. It's amazing.
And I think that next season, just based off of that concept being there is still hope, and the hope kind of being
exactly
personified by Gian, his character. I think the next season is gonna be about killing that nigga's hope.
Yeah, so
I feel like it's gonna be darker. I don't know how they go get darker, but I think that's what's gonna happen.
That's what I don't think. I can be wrong, but I feel like the next season will basically play along what I forgot to pronounce his name, but the main character, what is a testament to his faith? How far is he willing to go for his beliefs and what he thinks is the betterment of the people? That's what I think it's gonna be, because I would assume there's no way of him getting in that game easily. I would, if it's come right back because you won. Okay, you might be right, but I believe that he's gonna have to do the most.
Yeah,
and have to offer up probably his own money, his own everything, and just the willingness to do this, and also learn that you may have the information and you may have been through this already, so you're trying to warn people, but those people still want what they want. And that's why I'm so interested to see season 2.
Because that's the same thing that I'm saying, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't get that vibe.
I feel like he's going to see people, he's going to be trying to stop people to play the game. He's going to be trying to stop the game, whatever, do what he does, but when it doesn't work, how is that going to change his view on hope and humanity?
Oh, okay, well, I guess how I'm looking at it, you did say it, we're saying the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
But how I'm looking at it is more what he's going to be sacrificing for that is what I'm saying. I feel like the show's going to show the money losing, maybe him cutting his hair, he lost his daughter, all try to warn people. And that's why I love that the old man episode so much, because it's still going to reference that. He's still believing he can change this world when his people still viewing it the same way. regardless of the information. You can't. If a nigga tell you here's $1 million, but you're not gonna love it, you're gonna have a hell of a life. It's gonna come with problems. You're still taking that $1 million. Don't matter what. You feel me? And I feel like that's like what's the word I'm looking for? The comparison. What you call these two things? The juxtaposition or whatever. Juxtapose. That's why I feel like I love it so much, because the old man's mindset is everyone's mindset, but they're trying to hide it. Like, oh, I have a child, so that's why I think like this. I bet everything on college didn't work out. No, you may have went different routes to come to my mindset as an old man, but it's still the fucking same. Like he said, he gave everybody a choice to leave. Kinda not. He gave you a choice to say yes or no. Kinda not. But that's life. You feel me? So to me, it shows that those niggas in there
chose to come back. Like that's
those
the
niggas in there, to me, all have the same mindset, regardless of how you want to put it down on paper or how you want to say it. No, you chose money. Yeah, you fucking chose money. That's it.
That's what I love about that part, like where they all got to leave the game. I think most people didn't see that coming, that they got to leave and that they would come back. But for me, I was just like, oh yeah, they all come back. Yeah, I mean, all them niggas is coming back.
I understand the show. I like that too. Between, like I said, the ending half of the episodes, outside of those, I like Tug of War Game, and I like the fact they let them leave. I did not see that coming. Yeah. Of course, when they left, I knew they were coming back, but the fact that was even offered was amazing. Like there was some real thought into that, and that showed.
And I feel like that took a risk on like people staying with that show.
Yeah,
like that was really well
because
done.
that came down to a slower moment. Although it wasn't that slow, but it came down to a slower moment. So I feel like I said, I'm really interested to see season 2. I will be shocked if I feel like it's anything less than a 9, especially how they left it so open ended. And I do believe his character development, his acting, his everything is gonna be like really have to be on cue, because I would assume he's not giving away like, physically, but I feel like he's giving away his childhood and everything, his kids, everything for the belief of trying to help these people and trying to stop what was going on. So I'm interested to see it, man, and I'm also interested to see where the fuck my nigga went when he jumped off that fucking cliff or got shot off the cliff. He's definitely not dead. So, yeah. The police officer.
The police officer's not dead. I forgot about that. I forgot.
That's the only thing that tipped me off about old man not being dead. I told JoJo, as soon as old man died, I was like, where's his body? They made sure in that whole show, you seen everybody die. Yeah. Regardless if they were random or not.
All those
you
boxes,
seen everybody die. And I was like, no old man, no police, bruh. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Like, you literally seen side characters. You seen everybody die.
And I like that they didn't really explain, like, they didn't explain some very like key things that really builds that hype. Yeah, the bodies. Why was his brother that was the front man? I think is what his character is called.
He never said anything. Like, why is it triangle square? Right? Is it X2?
Triangle, square, and
circle. Circle. Yeah. Why do they have those shapes? They end up being younger people than they thought. There's a lot of questions. That's all those questions they were asking. Were made for season 2. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they definitely had it in mind, man. It's like I said, it's a good show. I just don't know if it's worth the hype yet, because, Ozarks. I like season 1. There was no hype to it, but I liked it. I would probably rate season 1 the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. Season 1 of Ozarks had a lot of highlights in it, in the sense of funniness, but to me, in the sense of like the pacing. If you don't really like shit, you're not getting to that show. You're not. Even now, I would say you're not getting to that show. Last season was, to me, the more like going. But season 1 of Ozarks, I think, is a good example. Didn't have no hype, but I went into it, watched it, cool. I still rated it 7. I just think it's extremely dark, which I love, by the way. But it's extremely dark, and the pacing of the show matches the darkness. So I don't see the masses being able to get through that first season. Yeah. You feel me? But if it was hyped, if it was the same thing as this, as this show, I definitely think everybody would have gotten through, just because of the sake that, they didn't want to talk about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. There's nothing wrong with liking shows or being recommended shows because it's blowing up. I'm just saying, like, guys, sometimes step back and think, like, do you actually like this?
No, yeah, you're
or
right.
Is it just something that's being pushed that you have no choice?
I knew I really like Ozark, because I feel like every season I just added a point. Like, it was a 7 first season, 8 second season.
Season 3.
Season 3 was a 9. Season 3 was a 9. I definitely expect season 4 to be a 10 out of 10.
Especially how season 3 ended. I was like,
yeah.
Yo, shit.
Yeah. That shit hit
shit.
Crazy.
Yeah,
like,
bro, that's amazing. That shit was fire.
I'm looking forward to it coming back. Like, really, really excited for that next year. And they're doing 2 parts. I kind of like that.
Oh, yeah, they are. I forgot. Yeah, they are.
That's the new thing with, like, shows. It's like part 1, part 2 of a same season.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Maybe that helps numbers in the sense of not streams. In the sense of, like, since the streams are cut in the half the
Especially for,
seasons.
like, Netflix, like you get
So
that
you
part 1 and everybody binges it, and then people will come back for part 2 and then binge it again. Like it just gives you like double.
Yeah, we saying the same thing, right? So people,
Yeah.
They're gonna go back to part 1 to watch it. Yeah, okay, you're on the same page. Yeah, that's what I would assume is amazing. Is great thinking. And the only thing I don't like about that, part 1 usually be like 4 episodes, and then part 2 be more of like 8 or something. Like part 2 always has more essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got. I'm hungry. Levi's tired. I'm tired. Mars is a fresh cut that he made us wait 2 hours for. Fuck that. It's not Levi in the car episode. It's fresh cut Mars. Yeah.
All right, man. Okay.
2
My
hour
bad.
Mars.
I apologize. I had to
man.
get right. All right, yo. We're out of here. Thank y'all for watching. We went
in basketball shorts and shit.
we were kind of long today. Pause. Yeah, great episode, man.
I'm in basketball shorts and my pocket, ashy ass knees and shit.
You just put your ass knees in the camera. Oh wait, no, this one's off. You got lucky.
It
You
doesn't
got lucky.
matter, bro. I just want people to know what I've been through. Hear me out.
All right. We are out of here.